Good afternoon and welcome to the South Lakes and the new Santa Fe. To think, this has been on the road for around 23 years. That's when the first gen came out. And that speaks volumes. I'm Ben Quirk, welcome to Planet Auto. Now Santa Fe was the first SUV that Hyundai launched. And to say that it's still here is testament. Especially when you look at how it started. Yes, it wasn't the most appealing SUV in the world, but over the years it's evolved until this, the fifth generation, arguably the best in the whole lineup. It is fantastic, and it comes with two hybrid powertrains. You can get a HEV or a PHEV. Now we've got the PHEV, and the one thing that stands out to me is I've done probably 3 20-mile journeys because it's been charged. Every time I've gone out, I've come back with more range. So I started at around 400 miles. I took it out, I came back with 420. I then did the same again and came back with 429. So I've come to the conclusion, if you plug it in, it doesn't use petrol, even though it's got a 1.6 turbocharged engine. And of course, the hybrid bits. So a battery, an electric motor. You've also got a 6-speed auto. There's also a number of configurations. You can get a 5-seater, a 6-seater, and a 7-seater, and it's the 6-seater that's the most expensive. And that's because, well, it's all singing and dancing to start with, but when you go for the 6-seater, even the rear seats become electric. It essentially turns into like an Escalade limo, to be honest. And yes, it is big, and I can't brush over that. You do notice its size when you're driving, but if you compare it to Range Rover, it seems very manageable. And I've driven both in the last 2 days. And this, I don't know, it feels smaller even on the B roads around here. But if you do jump in it from a Kona, you will notice the difference. Not to say it's not worth it. It is. It's fully tech loaded. It's full of safety. It's NCAP 5. It's got pretty much every driving assistant you can think of. The other thing is it doesn't nag. It'll give you a couple of beeps, I think it's 3 if you exceed the limit, and then it just quietens down. And things like lane keep assist, not too brutish. To the prices, it starts at around 45,000, but depending on which one you go for, you could quite easily pay over 60,000. But for that, you'll get an Ultimate, like the model that we've got here. You get 4x4, every mod con you can think of, power tailgate, LED lights, heads-up display. When you think the equivalent Range Rover's £150,000 plus, it's what floats your boat. But this really does float mine. Since 2002, this has sold 450,000 models in Europe alone. The biggest standout feature is the design language. It has changed massively. And that's not just the exterior, it's the interior too. No, this latest incarnation capitalizes on the design so much more. For example, H in the LED lights, the nice chromed grille, the air intakes here. I mean, just look at the curvature as well. Sculpted big bumper. It's amazing how many people you speak to and they're like, oh wow, what is that? And you're like, well, it's a Santa Fe. Doesn't look like a Santa Fe I've seen before. And it's tastefully done. It doesn't look like a raucous off-roader. It looks like an SUV that can handle itself. And it can. Full of safety. Adaptive cruise, traffic jam assist, collision detection, AEB, and everything's automatic. In a word, has all the bells and whistles. Even a 360 camera. And it works fantastically. And it's pretty high quality too. I love the way the bonnet sweeps around. And the Hyundai badge suits it so well. And that's a badge that just doesn't need to be modernised. Unlike Kia's that was looking a little old hat. If you like this type of video, why not subscribe to the channel? You just hit the button on the right hand side. It's free and you'll get an alert every time we upload. Thank you. If you're wondering, Hyundai, Kia and Genesis are all the same group. Look at these chunky boxed arches, flared, and this cladding. It may look a little off-roady, but not to the point that you couldn't take this on some kind of executive adventure. And with the 4x4, it's pretty unstoppable. Yes, it's not built for going down green lanes per se, but it's still got, well, a fair bit of clearance, which means rough trails, muddy treks, absolutely no problem. It'll also tow for England too. There's 3 options for wheels, including 20s. But if you've noticed, it's not a rubber band tyre, so it's comfortable. It's not the fastest vehicle in the world, 0 to 60 in around 9.6. However, when you're up to speed and you kick down, then it's a different story. It propels itself almost like a catapult. Overtakes are absolutely no problem. But it's not surprising when you think of a hybrid powertrain. You've got your petrol turbo engine, and then you've got the electric motor that punches in at the same time and whee! I like the roof rails too. You can whack a roof rack on there as well. In a word, it covers all bases. Keyless entry and colour-coded door handles. Now this does look the part in magnetic grey. However, you could go for olive green, you can even go for oranges. One of the most noticeable changes on this model, compared to the previous gen, is the space. Observe. Now that's what you call a cabin. Just look at these padded areas. And then these, yes, they will be faux woods, but they're finished to a very nice standard. Memory function for your seats, and yes, you can fold your mirrors, which is imperative, especially on B roads. Nice sized door pocket, and you can put a bottle of water in there, no problem. Climbing in, yes, it is quite tall. Barely need to bend my neck. And then you just slide in. And it is the ultimate comfort. These seats have been made far more relaxing too. I can't quite remember what it is, but it's a number compared to the previous one, like twice as relaxing. With an extended leg area, you just melt into the seat. The other clever thing is the materials utilise as much recycled material as possible. It's plush, it's luxurious. It gives you almost a cockpit feel. Down here, we can release our petrol cap, open our tailgate and adjust the headlamps. Also, here's your electronic handbrake. To put it in drive, you just twist this forwards and then you've got neutral, park and reverse. No, it's very well executed. Doesn't surprise me, Kia and Hyundai nowadays, and Genesis for that matter, to think how Kia and Hyundai started. They've just evolved and headed into premium markets, full throttle. And even if you are off the beaten track, you'll notice that the doors cover the sills. Solid. Nothing more than I expected, to be honest. Now the refinement in here is something else. And I've not come across anyone who dislikes it. And with good reason. Things like this. And then this. Yes, it's not the biggest, but it's just the movement of things and the feel. Pretty much anything that could be wrapped in a premium material has been. I'm finding it extremely hard to find anything that's substandard or I don't like. You might get the odd creak if you move things, but build quality, I wrote the car before this moves. And as I mentioned, the interior has changed massively. It's far more premium. You just look at this, it's like a studio. So you've got your infotainment there, and then your air conditioning, heating, etc. there, and a very clear cluster. And yes, that is a speaker. Speaking of speakers, it's got a Bose system, and it is fantastic. You can hear sub-bass to a level that you can't hear in most cars. I think the vehicle it does remind me of is Genesis. Fancy that. If you're a bit shorter, yes, reaching for the volume, etc. can be a little bit challenging, but you could always use the steering wheel, so it's not really a problem. But for me, everything is so easy to use. DAB, satellite navigation, apps, and it's over-the-air updates as well. And this vehicle is mega intelligent. For example, the rear doors. If you're about to climb out and there's a car coming, it won't just warn you, it will lock the rear door. That almost needs to be rolled out in every vehicle. That's the thing about Santa Fe. It is using pioneering technologies. And it's not just pioneering, it's the first for Hyundai, which says something. Mind you, this is essentially their flagship vehicle, and it will put a smile on your face. Yes, it does feel a bit lumbery, but it's big. But they've also tuned the chassis to make sure it gives you a decent driving experience. They've even mitigated body roll, but we'll see more about that in the driving section. And I'm still looking for something I don't like. Even the harder plastics down here on the door, they're done to a good standard. I mean, just look at these. Plush, buckety, fully electric. Nice centre armrest, cup holders and twin chargers. And USB-Cs. There's also a 12 volt down here and some extra storage. In fact, lots of extra storage. The Santa Fe wants for nothing, quite literally. Except maybe one thing. A panoramic. Also, no grab handle here. Electrically adjusted steering wheel with reach and rake. And chunky stalks. And yes, that does watch you. But to be honest, it's not nagged at me once. So I'm pretty happy with that because some others do. Heads-up display, navigation, speed, and it means that you can keep your eyes on the road as opposed to looking at this, even though it is glorious. Home, map, search, media, seek, track. It's nice to see rotaries. That's it. Hyundai know their audience. So they put things like this in as opposed to getting everything through there. Saying that this is responsive and nice and easy to use. Down here you can disable your parking sensors, look at your camera, descent control, drive terrain, you can put it in various modes, and your auto hold for your handbrake, and your EV and your HEV modes. Now I found it the most economical when in HEV, but to be honest, I haven't even pressed the button. I just let it do what it wants to do, and it becomes rather economical. Yes, if you put your foot down, you're looking at 35 to the gallon, but closer to 50, which isn't bad for something this size. Start-stop button here, and all this nice and easy to clean. You don't look at this and think, oh, cheap. You think, woo! 9 times out of 10, it will start in electric, unless you floor it, and then it'll kick the engine in really quickly. Headroom, is that about 3 inches? Auto dimming mirror, SOS, map reading lights. Yes, I'm very comfortable in here. Footrest on the left-hand side, lots of leg room, and you can find a perfect position. Also, there's not too many modes on the seat. You can adjust enough, but not to the point that it takes you 2 hours to get the correct position, which is always a plus for me. And one last thing, the mood lighting. It's subtle. I think that's your lot. Let's take a look at the back. That's a nice touch. I almost forgot. We've got adjustable seat belts too. No, it's very nice. Drive one. From the side you can really get a feel for how big it actually is. The thing is, it looks beautiful from every angle. Yes, I know looks are subjective, but no, it is. These super sporty side skirts. No, it's just very well done, especially with the privacy glass at the back. It looks so smart. And yes, we do have blinds. Climbing in, absolutely no problem. Yes, the doors could open a little more, but, well, judge for yourself. I have to duck my head a little bit, but no, it's perfectly fine. I can get my feet under the seat, and we've got fractional transmission tunnel. But look at this. Trimmed and executed exactly the same as the front. Dual cup holders as well, and a door pocket. It's lovely. Grab handle and a coat hook. Look at that. A vent. This is a proper long hauler. It's spacious, it's inviting, airy, with that white headliner or cream or whatever finish it is as well. Ooh, velvety. It really opens up the cabin. And don't get me started on the seats. And yes, they do recline. And quite a bit forwards. Pull down armrest with cup holders. Smooth actions too. You know, everything like the switch gear, everything that you operate. You've even got USBs here on the seats. Shopping bag hooks as a bare bones SUV. It's perfect. And yes, I can slide my seat as well. No, very spacious. Look at that, a drawer. It's things like that that make me go, ooh, stick an iPad in there. Even the armrest works in reverse. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Headroom, 3 inches? Even if I sit up like this, my hair just brushes. It's executed extremely well across the board. I love big SUVs. And this is why. Now it's time to get into the challenging third row. Wish me luck. look at this for the perfect ride height. Climbing out for me, talk about simple. So climbing in, very straightforward. We can either pull this up or we can press this button. When you've got it set in a 7-seat configuration, 6-seat configuration, etc., this has to sit across the third row, which isn't ideal, but expected. Yes, it's doable, but it's certainly not for me. I am not the intended audience. Wow. Drag myself in on my knees. The thing is, it's nicely carpeted, so no problems there. Oh, wow. There we go. I'm in. Let's see if I can sit on this side. Well, there you have it. I can see tethering points from here as well. Cup holders on both sides. I've even got a vent and a USB. But if you're on the driver's side, then you end up with the actual air conditioning control. A lovely rotary. And you get a 3-pin plug. Which on this one is not 3-pin, it's actually 2-pin. So you'd have to convert that. But it's a 220. Perfect. You've even got speakers in the C-pillar. And yes, airbags, isofixes, you name it. And look at the lighting all the way down. And the most amazing thing, the headroom. What's that? About 1.5 inches? Comfortable, plush. That's it. All the seats are the same. Comfortable. Climbing out, there's no way we can dodge it. It's going to be ungainly. Right. No. Wow. I don't bend that way. I forget there's a method. Okay. So you can get in, and you can kind of get out, but you also get stuck. Limbo. But as mentioned a couple of times now, I'm not the intended audience. But your children, they'll love it. As it's hybrid, you've got a charging point. Oh, large spider. Come on, dude. Don't want to get squished. There we go. Sturdy enough flap. And you've got a charging light here. And yes, it is type 2. It charges in about, I think it's 4.5 hours. And he's still trying to climb back in there. To the rear. More beautiful design language. Sporty rear spoiler, high level brake light, and Santa Fe in a big, confident font. Chunky rear bumper, and yes, it's fully equipped. Parking sensors, reversing camera, rear cross traffic alert. It'll also anchor up if you're about to back into somebody. This motor keeps you notified of everything going on around you. Also, summon mode. It's excellent. Rear wiper hidden up here, and it suits the rest of the design. It's a very good looking SUV. Time to look in the boot. Now, because we've got it set up as the 7-seater, oh yes, power tailgate by the way, it's not the roomiest of vehicles. We have, well, enough for a laptop, maybe a small holdall if you stuff it in there. However, if you get rid of the rear seats, sorry, the third row seats, by pulling this, it folds down, and then we have a pretty big boot. Sub here, and it does sound awesome. 12 volt, perfect for a dash cam. Also shopping bag hook, so we can fold the seats down from here as well. Observe. How cool is that? And it does lock in place. Now, it's colossal. And yes, I would quite easily get my electric mountain bike in there in one go. This is perfect for going to uni, going to the tip. It ticks boxes massively. Right, let's check if there's a place to stow the low cover. No. See, if that had been there, it would have been perfect. But you've got your inflation kit and some tools. And it's not every SUV that offers headroom like this. At 6'3", and if you've noticed, it arcs towards the middle. Let's take a look under the bonnet. Oh no, quick test. Ow. Superb. Stops almost immediately. In case you're wondering, you put petrol in on the other side. To release, pull here. The release is on the right hand side, and yes, struts. Amazing. Turbocharged petrol engine there, and the hybrid system here. Very easy to see where to top up fluids. Quite a spacious engine bay actually. Air intake here, so wading is not out of the question. Very cool. Now dusk is setting in. I think we'll see how it drives tomorrow. See you then. Ah look, the playground of the Santa Fe. Yes, we've got 4x4, which means we can bounce down here. It's not quite a green laner, but it'll put a smile on your face and it'll get you down some rather bumpy trails. With ease, might I add. Let's hit some A roads and B roads. So, under the bonnet we've got a 1.6 turbocharged engine with a hybrid system. Battery, motor. Yes, it's wide, so you will notice it on a B road. But the turning circle's not bad considering its size. 9 times out of 10, it'll be an electric as well. Steering's lovely, great feedback, and it doesn't feel like a lumbering beast. Yes, it's got body roll, but not to the point that you'll go, oh my word, we're in a listing ship. Round here, lovely and composed. And it gobbles up bumps like there's no tomorrow.
Well, I found out that times we've been on the shore, it's been less wallowy and bumpy than I expected it to be.
Yeah.
And it was such a nice ride.
Well, they've tuned the chassis, haven't they?
Ah, right, okay.
There's also lots of interesting setups and things. It's got some pioneering technologies. And as Annabelle and I found out the other day, it can shift. It's 0 to 60 in around 9 on paper, but I think it's quicker. And essentially through the gears, it pulls like a train. And yes, if you floor it, because it's hybrid, it will scream. But it's only momentarily. It's a bit like the Hondas in that way, when it goes... Overtaking, absolutely, no problem. Same with joining motorways. You might think something like a 7-seater is going to be a bit sluggish. No.
It didn't lumber at all, did it?
No.
It nipped in, nipped out, it was brilliant.
There's nothing further from the truth, is there, when it comes to, oh, it's a big SUV, it's going to be slow. No, it is not.
Well, I found that when we'd overtaken and pulled back in, we still had power to spare.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, if I launch now, if you kind of apply it slowly and then gun it, then all of a sudden it kicks.
So a little bit of the scream, as you said, and then it goes.
The thing is, it's very refined in here, isn't it?
It is, it's absolutely lovely.
You hear barely nothing, even on these roads. And yeah, it's got your back. It's got mega overwatch, including cameras in the cluster. Safety galore, quite literally. Adaptive cruise, detection systems, mitigation systems. It's watching your every move. And not in a bad way. Yes, that does watch you, but it doesn't seem to dislike sunglasses, so that's a plus.
No, it's not been in like Agatha Christie, is it?
Not at all. I mean, look at it going over these bumps. The one thing you will notice on a B road is its width. As I mentioned, it's not quite as big as a Range Rover, but it's not a Kona either.
Yeah, it's exactly. Yeah.
Economy, I'm getting around 35 at the moment, but as I mentioned, when you charge it, then you don't really use petrol.
It really does hold on to the range, doesn't it, when you
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about hybrid-wise, yeah.
Massively. I mean, at the moment, we're getting 201 mpg. Well, we've used less than a quarter of a tank, and I think we've done 100 miles.
I think we've done more than that, actually.
Heads-up display, wonderful. If there's one piece of legislation I could pass, it would be that. That way you're looking at the windscreen and not your cluster. So on the right-hand side, you can see your charge, you can see your power, speedo, media. You can see your range on electric. So this claims, I think it's around 50 miles. You can also see what your powertrain's doing. Very cool. It's just warned me because I was looking at the cluster for just a second too long. It made a slight beep and a little red eye appeared on the cluster. Now I presume if you keep looking away, it'll get louder and more raucous, which is a good thing. If you put your foot down, it gets up to speed nice and quickly. We're doing 35, kick down, there's that screech. And then all of a sudden you feel this secondary boost, and that's national speed limit.
That didn't take long at all.
And the thing is, you can go into corners at a decent speed. And it's not chuckable per se, but it's got more flex than you give it credit for. It's perfect as a family wagon, isn't it?
I can't believe how much space is in here, to be honest. It's brilliant.
And it's about, I think, 4.5 centimetres longer than the previous one, which doesn't sound a lot.
But it is when you consider how big it is anyway.
And it's not just that, it's the way that manufacturers work, isn't it? Because they're new platforms, they make mega sense with their space.
Yeah.
You know, because you've got lower transmission tunnels, etc., etc. Prices, anything from around, I think it's about 47 if you want like a nice paint, up to about 62, which I don't think is a lot for something of this size. So it was straight back into electric then.
Yeah. And considering that you can get a 6 or a 7-seater, a HEV or a PHEV, there's a lot of variety out there to do what you need.
There is, and 9 colours. And look, paddles. And these are for your regen. And if I keep pressing the left one, we get slower and slower and slower, which obviously increases charge. So the charge bar is at the top. You've also got your driving modes, and they adjust things too. Look at that for pulling out of junctions.
And that was a tight corner, wasn't it?
I know, it's a lot more manoeuvrable than you give it credit for. No, it's a pleasure to drive. It's one of those that I'd like to take to, say, the continent.
Oh, long haul road trip.
Exactly. It takes these kind of bobbly, bumpy bits, which...
The switchbacks, you call them.
Yeah, with ease. Lights, fantastic. LED, automatic, self-dipping, dynamic, this, that, the other.
I like the H that they put into the LEDs at the front.
Yeah, that's a nice touch. And in case you're wondering, this is the ultimate. So yes, if you go for the premium, it won't be as well spec'd, but you still get a lot of car for the money. Listen to that.
Oh, it's
Just
so
quietly meanders through villages. And you can fit a full garden centre in the back as well.
Oh, see, now that's a challenge.
So there you have it, the Santa Fe. Thanks for watching.